abstract, then keywords, introduction, related words, that is problem formulation, classifications, that is the different sections, explanation of your experiments, analysis, issues and challenges, that is future work, and the review material itself, and the results and discussion, and finally conclusion and then references. So you come up with this, with all these fundamentals, right? All these structure. When it is present inside your article, hopefully you will go. Your article will go for the impact factor journal, means high impact journal, a quality journal, right? You know, impact factor journals are quality journals. They have experts. They are peer reviewed journals. That means your work is peer experts of that field, right? That's why when you go in your final defense, your examiners ask that if you claim that this is your novelty, or what you call this is your contribution. So what is the proof of that contribution? The proof of contribution or proof of your novelty or new work is that your work is peer reviewed by experts of that field. That is, your work is published in ISI, that is Impact Factor Journal, right? So it is approved actually, that yes, and globally you in the scientist society. So people going knows you about your work, about your expertise. Okay. Okay, so very important, how to make your manuscript attractive. Manuscript or article, same thing, right? See, in this emotion, you see, she's singing a song. So who will sing his song? She sings in a way that audience like that, right? You need to sell your product actually. Keep in mind, you need to sell your product, make it attractive, right? For example, this magnetic sea, it attracts the people. So your article must be very well written, right? And targeted audience must be known to you. Who are the target audience? Means who are whom you are targeting, right? As I have said earlier, your first target is the editors, that is editor of that journal, then reviewers and researchers and experts, right? Same thing. Then your title, abstract, conclusion, introduction, body of the paper, all things are very important, right? So your article must have some attraction. That is, future directions are given in your article. Yes, this is attraction. Future challenges. Yes, this is attraction. Critical evaluation. Yes, this is a very big attraction, right? So why researchers, why readers, why authors read your article? What is insight in that article, right? What is the mystery of that? Actually, it is like a like if you, for example, you want to watch a movie, then why you are watching that movie? What is the mystery inside that, right? If there is mystery, you are going to watch that movie till the end of that movie, right? If the movie is boring, there is no mystery, there is no attraction, there is no what you can say, there's no entertainment, means your flavor is not there, you cannot go, right? Similarly, you put your things, some flavor things, right? So that authors of the review papers are supposed to be experts in the field. So that expert which are reviewing your article, they feel that yes, this is, there is some insight. Yes, इसके अंदर कुछ है. इसके पेपर में वजन है. Means इसके, the paper is attractive, right? This paper is challenging. This paper is giving future direction. This paper is explaining new and novel ideas. This paper have so many dimensions, right? So make your paper more attractive. Okay. Now start from the fundamentals. That is, start from the title of the research. Actually, it looks like trivial, but so extremely important. You know, title. People search the article by writing the title. When you start your research, you also see when you just put the title on the database. That is, either you're searching from Google Scholar, Web of Science, Thymus Routers, or any database or Scopus database. You are going to write your area of interest, right? You write the titles. So title is the main thing that attracts the audience, right? Why they read your paper? Why, right? It is the title actually. It must be very catchy. It must be very catchy. It must be very good, right? It must contains a word which are attractive. For example, novel, new, modified, enhanced, improved, extended, right? So these are catchy, eye-catching words, right? People are looking for that, right? When you put these things, these words, and be sure that the title not too long, right? Means 12 to 15 words, not too long, because too long titles make the people difficult to understand, right? And in one eye, when one eyesight means one एक दफा आदमी देखे तो उसकी नजर उस पे जम जाए जिसे कहते हैं, right? So that the words which you use, it must be catchy, it must catch the eyes. Okay, what's make a title good? What do you think? That condenses the paper's content in few words, the capture the reader's attention, the differentiate is that the paper from other papers of the same subject area, right? See these team, the emotion, the people, they are looking for something, and finally they have looked it, right, with the help of this. So you need to make your title very good, so very good and attractive and eye catching. So okay, after title, because after title the main element of your article is abstract, right? So abstract must be very good, and it has zero mistakes inside, right? Because actually your first line of defense is editorial team, actually editor of that journal. So that editor will first look at your title of your article. If it is catchy, if it is good, he further go to read the abstract of your article. If he found abstract good, then he go for introduction, right? So that's why I focused in this presentation, I focused on title, abstract, intro, results, conclusions, and few things, means not in between that, because in between every research have different things, different what you call scenarios, what different, but the things which are common, actually I discussed only common things, right? So abstract must be a very attractive, very catchy, and it is like a trailer of a movie. When you want to when you see a movie, before the movie, you seeing the movie, you want to watch the trailer of the movie. If the trailer attracts you, you will definitely go it for the complete movie. Otherwise, if the trailer is not good, you say it's rubbish, right? It wastes my time, so you won't go further, right? So it's a abstract is like a trailer of a movie, so make it too much attractive, right? And in abstract is a short summary of the article which you explained, and you explained जैसे कहते हैं समंदर को कूजे में बंद करना. So you make it your abstract from 150 to 250 words, that is limited words, and in that limited words you explain the whole summary of your article. In abstract you have to start from your journal intro, then you have to go for your specific problem issues, and then your methodology, then your results, then future recommendations and conclusion, right? So abstract contain all these informations, so it should be written very well. There must be zero mistakes, right, in abstract, whether it's grammatical mistake, spelling mistake, whatsoever. Because it makes editor angry on you, right? If you make spelling mistake, if you make grammar, right? He Because editor thought that you are not focused, and it means you're not a careful person. You are careless, right? So in the eyes of editor, you must be a careful, not a careless person. Remember, only careful and focused person can publish in eyesight journals, right? Who The peoples who do must care of everything: the grammatical mistakes, the spelling mistakes, the flow of the paper, the flow of the work, right? Everything you do care, and it is the entry door to get into the review. Remember, abstract is the entry door, because once your abstract gets approved from the editor, your document, your manuscript will forward it to the experts, that is reviewers, right? So it is the entry door. Once you crossed first barrier, that is entry door, obviously you are get into the means you are get into the queue for the publication of your ISI publication, right? Just 1 minute. Okay, now the important elements of the abstract. That is primary objective of the paper, then highlight the merits or contribution and give the conceptual idea on the method, means what is the concept behind that method, why you choose that particular method, what is the novel, what is the new innovative work in that method, why your method is important, right? So describe the research design, what is your research design, what are the procedures, what are the processes, and whether it is employed simulation, experimentally, or survey, right? And give the main outcomes and results of, in the conclusions, what are the main outcomes of your methods, the results, and what are the implications, what are the applications of these findings, right? Means if you find something, you must know where it implies actually, where it applies, where it uses actually. So when you give a complete picture in abstract, everything is there. Nobody stop you, right? Nobody say that it's not good or not good for the public. It's not suitable for publication, right? So it must go. And remember, its English also must be very fine, as I've told you earlier. That because editorial, especially editor or associate editor, will get hyper if you make mistakes in that language, grammatical mistake, spell mistake, or any silly mistake, right? So try to avoid. Another thing, don't use references in abstract, right? Abstract and conclusion are without references, no references, because abstract and conclusion are your own wordings, right? And another example I will give you, which is a practical example. Abstract is like a takeoff of an aeroplane, right? You see how aeroplane take off from the land. It will how much speed is required, right? How much speed is required to take off the plane against the gravity. See, similarly, your article must be have a power to take off. At least you cross the barrier of editor. At least editor must pass your abstract, and he say that okay, this paper is maybe review, right, for further publication. Okay, these are some common mistakes which people made during the abstracts. For example, they are starting historical information, right? They are using generic words, that is high, low, small, big. These are all ridiculous. This is nonsenses, right? For example, you say, I have increased the efficiency of transformer, I have decreased the losses. For example, you say, but you are not saying what you can say in order that which can be measured, right? Which can be tangible. You just say generic words, so it is not good. You need to have mentioned that you have increased the efficiency 2%. Okay, this is catchy word, right? So when the storyline in abstract not sequential, sometimes your abstract you are jumping, right? For example, you are talking one thing in one sentence, and in another sentence you are talking another thing, right? So you are jumping. The sequence is not accordingly. The storyline is not okay. सेम अब मूवी में देखेंगे, अगर मूवी में आपके एक सीन के बाद दूसरा सीन बोरिंग है तो आप बोर हो जाते हैं, राइट? तो वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कि आपकी जो सेंटेंस कनेक्शन होती है, यानी आप सेंटेंस भी लॉन्ग यूज नहीं करेंगे. यू नीड टू यूज 12 वर्ड सेंटेंस, 10 वर्ड सेंटेंस, छोटे छोटे सेंटेंस, स्मॉल स्मॉल सेंटेंस, राइट? एंड यू नीड टू मेक कनेक्शंस बिटवीन योर सेंटेंसेस, right? Where your first sentence end, your second sentence must start with the connectivity with the previous sentence. Similarly, your paragraph, your next para must start from the connectivity from para 1, right? Actually, they need to check your flow. You are working in a flow or not. You are jumping here and there. You are talking something. So, for example, you are talking something else. Then in the next sentence, you are talking something else. यानी पहले आपने जमीन की बात की, उसके बाद एकदम आप आसमान पे चले गए. तो कनेक्टिविटी नहीं मिलती रीडर्स को ना, और एडिटर को या रिव्यूअर को कनेक्टिविटी फ्लो नहीं मिलता. तो they getting bored from that, right? They said, what is this? It's ridiculous. Okay, one thing is very important, that are keywords, and you can say a backbone of the research. Actually, keywords are so important because people are searching your searching their titles, their research with the keywords. So keywords are normally 4 to 6, and that must be come out from your title and abstract, right? Whatever the title contains, whatever the abstract is, the keywords must come out from the title and abstract. Means the words are used in whether in title or in abstract. Okay, the third element after title abstract, the third element of the article is introduction, right? See, introduction, it seems very easy, but the most typical part is the introduction. Believe me, introduction is most typical part. It's not easy to write introduction of your impact factor journal article in a very smooth flow, right? So it's like a funnel approach, right? You see, in funnel, you are starting from some broader area, that is surface area, right? And then you go to the specific issue, right? You start from a broader way to narrow it down, right? You narrow down. Start from easy to difficult. Start from general to specific, right? So you need to have narrow down your problem, and you need to mention the specific issue or specific problem which are you are going to solve with your method and idea. Remember, actually, there are two things. Sometimes the method is by others and the idea is yours, right? So maybe the idea is novel, and maybe the method is novel, right? Nobody use that method. You are the first who are using that method. So you may be the first author, first who innovate that idea, who initiate that method first, right? So you need to give intro of the paper as much attractive and in a very nice flow, right? So start from more specific, then to journal. You remember your contribution of the paper must be highlighted in the last pair of introduction. That's why if you see any ISI paper, where the last pair of intro, you say that this paper, right? In this paper, in this article, in this manuscript, right? When you read this line, start highlighting that lines, right? Because in the last pair of intro, the author is going to explain his own is his own proposed method, right? What he proposed, right? Before that, he was explaining the literature review, right? He was explaining somebody do that, somebody do that, somebody do this, he will do this, he missed this, he have the he has that flaw, he has that flaw, right? The last paragraph is very important of intro, and finally the organization of the remaining paper, that is the section 2 explain this, section 3 explain this, section 4 and section 5, so whatsoever, explain this. Okay, another important part, that is what is the problem to be solved in introduction. You need to, what is the problem, and is that problem have some weightage, that is that problem is a problem or just a outlook. It must be a problem. Are there any existing solutions? What they are, you must know, and what is best among all. What is the main limitation? You must know the limitation of your work also. And clearly you need to mention the limitation and your idea to overcome the limitation, your own idea, right? To overcome that limitation that was not covered previously. So what do you hope to achieve? How is your solution better than others? So you need to ask this question to yourself, right? And when you get satisfactory answer, you will go complete your intro. So this is very important. Writing sequence of the introduction. You need to have a sequence of writing that, as I said earlier, start with a general overview, simple to understand for non-experts, and from general to specific, right? And to position your article into previous research, very important. You need to have a connectivity between your work and the previous work. Otherwise, this is not a research, right? Research means the thing was already there, but you need to unpack, right? Unpack. Research means you are unpack. The things are there, but you need to unpack. आपने उसे दरियाफ्त कर लिया, आपने पहली दफा उसे वो कर लिया, right? So followed by the compact focused LR. LR means literature review. Obviously, if your literature review is focused, you or on some specific issue, then case built up definition, the problem specific references, highlight the inadequacies, that is loopholes or flaws of the previous work. You need to highlight, and you need to establish a gap, problem, shortcomings, right? Remember, it's a very important thing, because once you identify the shortcoming, right, or the problem or the gap analysis, you are the person who found the, what you can I can say you are the person who found 24 karat gold, right? So you can move further, right? Once you find the gaps or shortcomings. Remember, if you found any gap and you do not publish, it was just in your mind, then it will become in your mind and you will die one thing, right? You need to have to put that findings into the document, right? ISI journal. Once you documented your findings, you are the person who own that problem solution with your name, right, as a first author. And this is what is a big achievement actually. So state your idea, propose solutions, ideas, research questions. Obviously, yeah, the questions come to your mind, and that was becomes research question. Then justify the importance of your work. Now these are some additional tips for introduction. That is hypothesis. That is your thinking and objectives must be clearly remarked at the end of introduction and highlight the contribution importance of the paper. Do not mix intro. Some people start results, discussion, and conclusion in intro. Do not mix. Remember, they must be separate. Results are separate, discussions are separate, conclusions are separate. So do not mix these things with the intro, with the introduction. And the expressions such as novel, first time, first ever, these are not preferred. Why? Because actually, when you claim that this is novel, is that novel really? Is that new really? Because reviewer going to what I can say, reviewer जो है वो he must question to you if you are claiming something novel. So how you are claiming, right? Is that really novel? Nobody do that. You are doing. So here is a fight between you and reviewer, right? You need to justify for these words, right? If really this is a novel, then maybe it will go for the IEEE transaction, right? But it is novel. It is not novel, but it is modified, enhanced, improved. Is okay, right? So bottom line that you need to write the intro in such a way that reviewers convinced that paper is good enough, right? As I've said earlier, the reviewer, once you convinced editor, then editor, after the first defense line, the second defense line is reviewer. So you need to convince the reviewer as well, right? And your article must be convincing, must be exciting, must be very important, must have all the elements. What must have all the things. So if you achieve that goal, your intro is excellent, right? If you have all the properties, your intro is really excellent. Okay, these are some writing ethics that it is not good to plagiarism. That is, you are see the emotion. This person is seeing other copy, right? In exam you have to write on your own copy. So plagiarism is a very big crime. Very big ethics is against ethics, right? It's academic theft actually. So you need to write your own ideas, right? Do not borrow the idea. Do not borrow the wordings. Do not borrow the sentence. Do not borrow anything, right? You should write from your own. What I can say, from your own pocket actually. Things are coming from your own pocket, right? Actually, research is what which is you are going to own actually. जिसे आप own करते हैं. That is research, right? Means that problem, that particular problem is solved by your own method or your own idea, right? No, you do not borrow the idea or method from others, right? So why do I need to reference my work? It's very important because when I reference my work, it gives the connectivity of my work to the other researchers, right? And it avoids me to what I can say. If I say if I don't put any reference, that means uh, I have do that independently, and it is not possible, right? Nobody in this world is perfect. So you need to have a referencing with against your works, right? And you put the reference accordingly. Uh, Irrelevant reference also makes your article unimportant, right? Or less weightage. Irrelevant. Sometimes you make references in your article which are irrelevant, right? Not relevant. So the reviewer make a question, or reviewer make an argue, or reviewer say that this article is not acceptable for publication. The reason is that references are not proper, means the field is, for example, the field is power system, and you are going to give the reference of telecommunications, radar, and different things, right? It is just an example. The reference must be proper referencing. Proper referencing must be there, so that every statement supports every other statement, right? There is no uh, conflict between the statements. And justify yourself, closes gaps in the recent. You need to justify, test the aspect theory, means replicate is an important thing. You need to do experiments, right? Before go for the hypothesis, for the final gaps, you need to have to experiments, right? Experiments, and you need to justify yourself whether your experiments are you are doing rightly or wrongly, right? You need to justify all your experiments with your statements, actually, with your sentences, right? Your words, right? Okay. Another part of article, which is methodology, and which is more important part, because after title, abstract, intro, method is a very important thing, which is going to publish in high quality journal. So your idea must be novel. It has some novelty, a new, a contribution, innovative work, right? And it must have supporting things, that is derivations, simulations, and that must be proven in the results section, right? Whatever method you suggest, actually, that methods must have must have results, right, in the results section. What you claim, actually. So your methodology is very important, and methodology, it gives a looks to that your method is different. You explain your methodology, like how your methodology is different from others, right? एक्चुअली इन रिसर्च यू हैव, सबसे डिफिकल्ट चीज यही होती है कि आपकी अपनी चीजों को बताना होता है कि हाउ दे आर डिफरेंट फ्रॉम अदर्स, राइट? अगर आपने उसी को पैराफ्रेज कर दिया है और उसी चीज को रिप्रोड्यूस किया है, तो दैट इज नॉट रिसर्च, राइट? You need to have a you have outcome with your own result, own method, right? And believe me, the idea comes to your mind when you got focused, right? You sit and you look around and you talk about so many things, and definitely idea will comes to your mind, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us our mind like this. When we are thinking, we are speaking, we are reading, we are listening, whatever we are doing, actually, all the things are the doors for the ideas. So open that doors, right? Open that doors and go for the ideas, go for the ideas, go for the innovative ideas. And sometimes people do not repeat the details previously. Sometimes people actually explaining the detail of the previous methods, right, established. So it also makes your paper less weightage, because reviewers say that he is going to explain previous method. Why there is no need to explain the previous methods, right? So you need to explain your own methodology, the importance of your own methodology, the weightage of your own methodology, why this methodology is important, right? You need to convince. Okay, the result part is also very important, very critical part of the paper, and the results actually makes you the paper very shiny and very starchy, like people are attractive, right? So it's a proven results, actually it's a proof of your hypothesis, what you have developed in your literature review. And your result, you should use some benchmark with others, right? Means जैसे आप for example, if you say that you get the first position in your class, and if I ask that how many persons in your class, you say only me, then how it comes true, how I believe that you are the first. If you say there are 10 persons in my class and I am the first, I get first rank, then yes, it is understood, right? Similarly, your results must be compared with others, right? Not proclaimed, means आपने अपनी result अपने साथ सब compare करवा के बता दिया कि मैं बेहतर हूँ. How you are better, right? So compare with the others, the other research works which have done previously. So no sufficient way to an alternative approach solution to be found. Note that improvement not necessarily in technical terms. Sometimes when you do the work, that improvements not in technical terms but in other aspects. For example, cost, efficiency, simplicity of design. This होता है कि आपके डिज़ाइन अगर वो सिंप्लिसिटी का इस पे बेस करता है, बेसिकली इसके आउटकम्स वही हैं जो कि कॉम्प्लेक्स डिज़ाइन के थे। तो एक तरह से सिंप्लिसिटी भी जो है ना वो आपकी नोवेल्टी हो सकती है कि आपने इस डिज़ाइन को सिंपल कर दिया उन्हीं एलिमेंट्स के साथ, राइट? एंड सो ऑन। इसमें टेक्निकल के अलावा भी हो सकते हैं, अदर देन टेक्निकल। Very important that how you present your results. Your present the result, that is, if you improve, that is, whether you improve 0.01%, believe me, it's an improvement, right? With some benchmark means the previous researcher who have done this, but you improved like 0.01%. Yes, it's improvement, right? It's a significant improvement in scientist society. I say published impact factor journal, right? So it is an improvement, but you need to highlight that improvement, right? Sometimes we have results, but we have not a quality to present our results, right? So actually we are lagging in this, presentation skills are lagging in us, so we need to. And this same presentation is very important when you are submitting your manuscript or article to the ISI journals, right? The presentation style is too much important. The presentation style must be very good. And you mentioned the limitations of the result, if any, right? So, but carefully, your words do not be apologetic for self. You do not degrade yourself, right? And not apologetic. And your and remember, just hide those things which are going to publish in future, right? Don't explain anything. Don't leak out everything, right? You need to have some something keep in your pocket for future. So conclusion is a very important part of the paper. It's like a landing an aeroplane back to the earth, right? मतलब आपका जहाज टेक ऑफ कर गया, एब्स्ट्रैक्ट था। एब्स्ट्रैक्ट के बाद आप कंक्लूजन पे जब आते हैं तो आपका जहाज दोबारा वापस टेक ऑफ करता है, जमीन पे आता है। एंड रिमेंबर, लैंडिंग इन एरोप्लेन इज एन वेरी क्रूशियल एंड important job then take off, right? So conclusion is very important part of your article, because in conclusion you have to conclude everything what you have done, what others have done, what is your novelty, what is your contribution, what are the limitations of your work, what are the future recommendations of your work, what are the importance of your work, what is the implication of your work, right? So highlight all the main results, your achievements, and future research directions, right? So do not mention the research problems or ideas in the last thing that you are planning to work on future. So do not mention these, because in future you have so many things in your mind. Do not float that problems or ideas, right, in future recommendations. Otherwise, other people will get your idea and they will going to publish, right? So be careful. This is a journal that is writing language. So writing language should be simple, scientific, and avoid unnecessary redundancy. And be careful about the tenses. Either you use present indefinite or present perfect tense, and you may use active or passive, whatever you like, as your colleague to read your ask your colleague, because when you read the article, you think that this article is perfect, right? There is no error, no mistake. When your colleague, when your friend read your article, he found so many mistakes because he is reading from other eye, right? Uski ek aankh alag hai. So before going to submit your article to the journal, you should review that article from your friends, from your colleagues, from your supervisors, right? So that their comments are more important. Okay, first defense line is actually supervisor. When he or she is satisfied, then you go and go submit to the journal. And similarly, avoid negative sentences and avoid ambiguous sentences such as can be or may be, because these are शक वाली बात नहीं होनी चाहिए, can be, may be, right? Certain, you need to, like, that is certain, not can be or may be, because if you are not sure, then they said the author itself is not sure that how we say, how he say that this is possible, right? So can be or may be are not good words. These are some secret tips for publications. So the title, which is more interesting and new, the relevant literature, uh, the present and new knowledge, that is novelty, the methodology that is clearly explained, the professional presentation and following guidelines, and the prescribed journal, that is good strategy to revising the manuscript, and good English clarity, obviously. Prayers and thanks to Allah. Obviously, you need to prayers and thanks to Allah that He give you that opportunity to write, to read, and to uh, publish. Number of authors, you may set up to 4 to 6, because if you normally your main supervisor, your co-supervisor, 3 authors are there, and 3 may be your friend, but not more than 6, because if you increase the authors, your contribution becomes less, right? क्योंकि अगर आप ऑथर बढ़ा देंगे तो आपकी पेपर में कंट्रीब्यूशन जो होगी वो डिवाइड हो जाएगी, तो कंट्रीब्यूशन पे एक क्वेश्चन आ जाता है आपकी जो कंट्रीब्यूशन भी, अगर आप 10 ऑथर्स के जा रहे हैं तो इसमें जो कंट्रीब्यूशन जो है ना वो आप उसको जस्टिफाई नहीं कर सकते. लेकिन 4 to 6 are normal, right? No, not more, not go beyond the 6. For me, 6 is not good. 4 and 3 are ideal. Normally, 3 authors and 4 authors. These are the ideal conditions. Okay, this is I'm going out of time, but I will try to finish. After get reviews back, that is this is editorial process. That is when you get reviews of your article, and you need to resubmit your article. You have to take care of these comments, digest comments and try to improve. It's very important. हमें comments जो है ना वो जो reader वो digest नहीं होते हमें. So it's very important, digest the comments and try to improve. Actually, the reviewer comments, they will improve your article, right? It will polish your article. So try to digest the comments, right? And more important, you need to respond every reviewer, every comment, right? And point by point. Believe me, when you once you satisfy the reviewer, believe me, nobody stop you. If a reviewer recommend your article for publication, believe me, nobody, no barrier, nobody stop you. Your article will be published 100% once you satisfied the reviewer, right? So give respect to the reviewer. So these are the format for the citing the references. Sometimes author, year, title, and sometimes different. That is, the title comes first, then author, then year, right? There are so many styles, formatting styles. You can use referencing tools. For example, you can use Mendeley, EndNote, right? Different reference tools are there. And life is very short. Believe me, enjoy your study. And thank you. Thank you. Questions, please.
जी, थैंक यू सो मच सर। आप ने बहुत अच्छा जो है ये जो हमारे बहुत सारे यहाँ पे एमएस और पीएचडी के स्टूडेंट ने ज्वाइन किया हुआ है, तो उनके लिए बहुत अच्छा एक रेफरेंस है कि हम किस तरह से अपनी पब्लिकेशन जो है वो कर सकते हैं। सर मेरी आवाज आ रही है आपको?
जी जी, आई कैन हियर यू।
जी, अच्छा सर, मुझे एक पहले मैं सवाल कर लेती हूँ, फिर जो है हमारे मेंबर भी कर लेंगे। हमारे जी सर वो जैसे हम सर्च करते हैं पब्लिकेशन जर्नल्स जिसमें हम पब्लिश करना चाह रहे होते हैं, तो उसमें कुछ पब्लिकेशन इस तरह की होती है, वो इम्पैक्ट फैक्टर उस पे लिखा हुआ होता है, और वो लेकिन वो इम्पैक्ट फैक्टर हमारे यहाँ काउंट नहीं होता, या वो उस क्वालिटी का जर्नल नहीं होता है, लेकिन इम्पैक्ट फैक्टर लिखा होता है, तो लोग बड़े कंफ्यूज हो जाते हैं उससे कि इम्पैक्ट फैक्टर तो है, उसमें वो भेज देते हैं, उसकी ऑथेंटिसिटी मेजर नहीं करते, या ऐसी क्या चीजें होती हैं जो पीएचडी स्टूडेंट को देखनी चाहिए कि ये जर्नल क्वालिटी वाला है, ये आईएसआई है, ये एचएससी रिकॉग्नाइज्ड है, ये डब्ल्यू कैटेगरी में वाकई आ रहा है। तो इस तरह की क्या ऐसी इंपॉर्टेंट चीजें होंगी जो हमारे जो फैकल्टी मेंबर्स हैं जो पब्लिश करने जा रहे हैं अपने पेपर्स को, वो उनको क्या देखना चाहिए?
जी, आपने बड़ा इम्पोर्टेंट क्वेश्चन पूछा है। जी, इसमें ऐसा है कि मेरे पास एक लिंक है, इंशाल्लाह वो मैं शेयर करूंगा लेटर ऑन, मैं इसके स्लाइड्स में भी इंक्लूड कर दूंगा. So that link is actually from the Colorweight site. That is when you write the name of the journal or ISSN number, that will provide you the journal impact factor, right? The review time also, everything is there. So you need to check journal from that site, right? I will provide the link of that site. So आप सही कह रही है कि इम्पैक्ट फैक्टर मेंशन होता नहीं है. So ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होता है जी, आपको चेक करना चाहिए. बिल्कुल बिल्कुल, आपको ना वो जर्नल पहले आपको चेक करना चाहिए, वेरीफाई करना चाहिए, ऐसे ही.
जी जी बिल्कुल सर.
जी
अच्छा, हमारे जो पार्टिसिपेंट है, आप अगर कोई क्वेश्चन करना चाह रहे हैं तो प्लीज आप करें, अपना सवाल पूछें। और डिस्कशन से बहुत सारी चीजें जो है हमें समझ में भी आ रही होती है।
जी।
जी तैयब, मारिया, राया, आप लोगों का कोई सवाल है तो?
नो मैम, मेरा क्वेश्चन आप ही ने पूछ लिया सो।
जी ठीक है। जी मारिया, आपको कोई सवाल करना है? मैडम सुंबल, आपका कोई सवाल था, आप मुझसे पूछ रही थी जर्नल से रिलेटेड।
जी, पार्टिसिपेंट इस तरह भी कर सकते हैं कि इंशाल्लाह वो मैंने अपने मेंशन किए हुए ईमेल एड्रेस वगैरह बिल्कुल आप व्हाट्सएप नंबर भी शेयर कर दें, तो
जी सर।
जी कोई क्वेश्चन होगा फ्यूचर में भी तो डेफिनेटली आई विल आंसर इंशाल्लाह।
जी सर, बिल्कुल सर।
जी अस्सलाम
जी मैडम।
वालेकुम। जी अस्सलाम वालेकुम। थैंक यू सो वेरी मच सर, बहुत ज़बरदस्त आपने बताया और काफ़ी सारी चीज़ें जो है मेरी भी क्लियर हुई। अच्छा, मुझे थोड़ा-सा गाइडलाइन जो रिक्वायर्ड है, वो रिक्वायर्ड है बेसिकली। मेरा जो फ़ील्ड है वो एज़ अ इंजीनियर नहीं है, मेरी फ़ील्ड जो है वो एज़ अ साइकोलॉजिस्ट है। तो थोड़ा-सा अगर आप मुझे इस पर बता सकें ना कि हम किस तरह से जो है वो जब हम जर्नल सर्च कर रहे होते हैं फॉर द पब्लिकेशन, तो उसके लिए जो सोशल साइंसेज़ के जो जर्नल्स होते हैं, हम उसको किस तरह से देख सकते हैं, या जो लिंक आप बताएँगे उसी के थ्रू हम सोशल साइंसेज़ के जर्नल्स को भी हम वेरीफ़ाई कर सकते हैं। और दूसरा, आपने अपनी जो स्लाइड थी उसमें आपने एक बताया था इम्पैक्ट फैक्टर को कैलकुलेट करने का तरीका। तो क्या हम उस जो सोशल साइंसेज़ के जर्नल्स होते हैं उसमें भी हम अप्लाई कर सकते हैं, या डिफरेंट होता है, मतलब हर फील्ड का अलग-अलग होता है? काइंडली प्लीज़ बता दीजिएगा। थैंक यू।
सॉरी, मुझे सोशल साइंसेस का इतना आइडिया नहीं है, लेकिन ये कि मैं अपने कुलीग से पूछूंगा, मेरे कुलीग हैं जो अभी मेरे कांटेक्ट में है। तो जी हाँ, जो मैं लिंक आपको प्रोवाइड करूंगा ना, उसमें तो जर्नल कोई भी हो, जैसे इंटरनेशनल कोई भी जर्नल है, नेशनल या इंटरनेशनल, वो सारे वेरीफाई हो जाते हैं उस लिंक में। वो मैं इंशाल्लाह प्रोवाइड कर दूंगा, आप वहाँ चेक कर सकते हैं।
ओके सर, थैंक यू।
जी
थैंक यू सो वेरी
जी
मच।
अच्छा मैडम, मैं इसमें सर के आंसर में थोड़ा ऐड करूंगी। इम्पैक्ट फैक्टर हम खुद हमें नहीं निकालना होता। इम्पैक्ट फैक्टर उस जर्नल पे लिखा हुआ होता है कि ये इसका इम्पैक्ट फैक्टर है, ठीक है, उन्होंने खुद से निकाला हुआ होता है, लेकिन उसका बैकग्राउंड भी दिया हुआ होता है कि 2019 में इतना था, 2020 में अब इतना है, और कुछ इस तरह की लिंक भी दिया हुआ होता है। मुझे याद नहीं है उस लिंक का नाम। उसमें जाके हम उसकी हिस्ट्री भी देख सकते हैं। तो वो आपको निकालना नहीं होता, लेकिन आपने उसकी ऑथेंटिसिटी ज़रूर चेक करनी है। जैसे अभी सर ने कहा कि वो लिंक प्रोवाइड कर देंगे, वैसे भी आप वेब ऑफ साइंस पे जाके एचएससी का जर्नल जो एचजेएस जो है उसमें जाके भी आप देख सकते हैं कि वो जो है अकॉर्डिंग टू द पाकिस्तान एचएससी वो रिकॉग्नाइज्ड है या नहीं है, या वो इंटरनेशनली जो है आप देख रहे हैं, अगर उस तरह से कर रहे हैं कि मतलब आउट ऑफ पाकिस्तान है आप पब्लिकेशन कर रहे हैं, तो वो आईएसआई के रिस्पेक्ट से या जो उनकी अपनी रिक्वायरमेंट है उनके लिहाज से वो कितना वैलिड जर्नल है, या वो है भी या नहीं है, वो आप चेक करते हैं। तो इम्पैक्ट फैक्टर आपको खुद से काउंट नहीं करना होता, जहाँ तक मुझे आइडिया है। सर ऐसा ही है या नहीं?
जी जी जी, आप बिल्कुल दुरुस्त फरमानी। इम्पैक्ट फैक्टर आपने काउंट नहीं करना होता, वो तो खैर जर्नल की साइट पे होता है सारा। जस्ट ऑथेंटिसिटी चेक करनी होती है जी, सिर्फ ऑथेंटिसिटी चेक।
ठीक, ठीक। थैंक यू, थैंक यू।
सर थैंक यू वेरी मच, आपने अपना टाइम निकाला। मुझे आइडिया है कि हमारी कब से ये डिले होती जा रही थी लेकिन
जी
फाइनली ये, जी जी, फाइनली ये हो गया इंशाल्लाह ताला। आगे भी सर हम आपको जरूर जहमत देंगे कि
जी
आप जरूर शेयर करें हमारे साथ इस तरह से। और सर अगेन सर थैंक यू सो मच। और कोई सवाल होगा तो इंशाल्लाह ताला मैं आपका लिंक शेयर कर लूंगी, आप सर उस पर जरूर रिस्पॉन्स दे दीजिएगा, ठीक है सर?
श्योर श्योर श्योर, मैं अपनी स्लाइड्स भी शेयर कर दूंगा, और बिल्कुल इंशाल्लाह।
जी सर, जी सर। सर रिकॉर्डिंग जो हो रही है मैं आपके साथ लिंक शेयर कर लूँगी, ठीक है सर? थैंक यू
जी,
सर। थैंक यू
थैंक
सो
यू,
मच अगेन।
थैंक
ओके
यू,
सर, अल्लाह हाफ़िज़।
अल्लाह।